So
Yeah. Exactly.
Hello, hello everyone.
Hello, hello. Just a minute. Let's put the gallery on. Okay, Christina, welcome. Nice to see you. Okay, so I feel so blessed to have you all here. And I wanted to start. I want to start just connecting between all of us, because we're talking energy. Alina, welcome. Okay.
Hello. So sorry, I was in another meeting. So
Good, but you made it.
yes.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah. So we're talking energy, and what's amazing about energy is that it brings us to the present moment. And in the present moment, immediately once we're uniting with the present moment, we're uniting with everything. So let's first connect to the present moment, to connect to everything, and to connect to each other. Because that's really, I believe, the silent transformation of humanity, and that's what we really need, is presence. Because I must share something. It's I would say it's personal, but it's not personal because we are one. So I don't know if you saw in the news, but the last week there was very bad fire around here, and very big part of the mountain not far from us was burned. And then just going from here to the other village, Orchiva, which is maybe 7 kilometers from here, on the side of the road, you can see 4 species, like 3 cactus and 1 pine tree that are dying, that are dead. And all these are not just natural disaster, you can say. It's species that, for me, I live 20 years in this area, I see they are, they're dying, and it's a species that die. It's not one cactus, it's the whole thing is dying. So I think although it's kind of heavy energy, we can say, to start a workshop, but for me, I see that it's urgent what we're doing, and it's not about coorporate or no coorporate on all these things. It's about the future of humanity on planet Earth, really, because we can say, okay, this cactus died, but it's natural. But I don't feel it's natural. I don't feel it's natural that in 5 years I see three species of plants dying in front of my eyes. This is not natural. So we have to be happy, we have to be positive, we have to work forward, but I think it's urgent what we're doing here. And it's about human consciousness. It's about that humanity start to understand who we are, and what are we doing on this planet. And this have to be entered to all aspects. Okay, so we're talking about business, coorporate. Okay, let's go there. But anywhere it should be implemented, the sense of unity that we all one, and we must approach life in that way as much as possible. Otherwise, I don't think we have chance on this planet. Okay, so this heavy, but we have to be aware of it, because that's the reality I believe we are living in. So when we talk about energy in the business world, in corporate world, that's what we're talking about. We're talking to bring unity, into, let's say, this aspect of reality, which is business, corporate. So the first thing we need to do when we're talking about energy is to define energy And to define energy, just a minute, let me make it smaller. Yeah, to define energy, I mean, we generally looking at the common use, which is you know, the Western or the scientific use of the word energy, which is power, which is heat, which is movement, the amount of energy that is needed to create something, charge. And really, if we compare it to what we call our use, it's not the same. It's different words, but actually it's the same. You know, we're also talking about movement. We're talking about heat. We're talking about vitality. Everything that we can say in normal term, energy. It's under energy. But what science doesn't talk about when it talks about energy is unity. And this is the big difference. Okay, so because science and Western civilization for the last many years, it started to talk about or to perceive life in a linear form. And life is not linear, life is unity. And we must approach life as one. We cannot approach life a linear or separation, because this creates the horrible thing that we experience on planet Earth when there is separation. So when we talk about energy, we talk about connecting to energy through the sense of unity. And for that, first of all, we must connect to ourselves. We must to realize that the first person to experience unity is me in my relationship to myself, and not in my relationship to anyone else, me and myself. So let's dedicate just a few minutes to connect to ourselves, and as a result, to connect to the unity between us. So just sit comfortable for a minute, because I'm going to lead a short meditation. And just connect to your breath. And just pay attention how the breath moves inside your body when you inhale and when you exhale. Okay? And now try to pay attention to see if there is any blockages or the discomfort that you feel that is against the movement of the breath, that kind of pushing against it. And just focus on that area and invite it to soften, to relax. Okay? And now, try to visualize that when you breathe, you're drawing the breath from the outside. And when we say outside, it's infinite, of course. But just acknowledge to yourself, I am drawing the breath from outside, or if you want to go bigger, from infinity. So when you inhale, there's infinite power enters with the breath, with the oxygen, with the physicality into your being. And now when you exhale, visualize that you become sunny, that you're radiating so much light. And you can even go really big and visualize that you are illuminating the whole creation. Why not? Yes, so you're inhaling from the creation into your body, charging it with the life force. And you're exhaling back to the creation, illuminating creation when you exhale. Good. Now, let's acknowledge that we are here, a group of people, sharing an experience together. And just let's visualize that we are connecting through our hearts into a circle, a heart circle, a circle of energy, a circle of unity. Yeah, so each one of us is like a bead on a chain. And every time we inhale, we receive these beautiful qualities of love, of presence, of light, of vitality from our friends. And when we're exhaling, we're sharing it and supporting our friends to raise vibration. Each one of us, with our vibration, we're affecting the rest. So obviously, because we are dependent on each other in a circle, as much as I'm raising, I'm raised by others. Okay. So now we can open the eyes. And we can acknowledge how we're feeling, how this short meditation affected our being. So we're all different, of course, but for me, right now, I feel very much connected to myself and to you. Yeah. So what it means that from this moment, when I brought myself to the present moment, and you are present, our ability to communicate and to be true with each other and to share on a very deep level, no matter what we do, is much higher, okay, from this moment. And this is so relevant for anything we do. If we go talking business, or we're talking corporate relationship, we're talking leadership, we're talking teams, or we're talking any relationship that we have with life or with other people, this is the essence of it. Do I come to the relationship as a separate me and you, or do I come to the relationship as we are together and we're doing something together? We might not agree on things, but we are together. The fire that was here is not my problem. Yeah, I might be affected personally, but it's not my problem. It's all of us problem. Yeah. So because we are one, every tree that is burned, we are one. Every one of us that doesn't feel good, we're one. And this must be the essence of any organization, because we cannot separate the people from the organization, or the organization from the world, or the world from creation. Everything is one energy. So just to go a bit deeper into me and myself, because if I'm not balanced within myself, I cannot help anybody. So I just want to talk a little bit about what does it mean to be balanced and how we're achieving balance. Okay, so the first thing I want to share, the first thing I want to share is this image of a river. And why is that? Because when I work with people, I see that this image of river is the most powerful to check for ourselves if we are balanced or not. So actually, I can ask each one of you right now, or maybe after we look at this image or this video, to visualize that you are a river, and to ask yourself, if I'm a river, does the river flow in harmony within me? Or maybe like this one, it has some rapids, it has some waterfalls, it has some, deviation, or maybe a tree fell and block it. Okay, let's look at this and then check for ourselves. Okay, now check for yourself. If you are a river, if the energy flows through you or the water flows through you, is it a wide river? Is it a rapid river? Maybe there are places of kind of rocky places or like deep places, shallow places. Check for yourself. Ask yourself, how is my river? All of you amazing rivers. I see it very clear. Beautiful. So, and this is actually, if we're talking a personal work with oneself, this is easy work to do with oneself. How is my river today? If it's not right, you know, you just go to that place that is rocky or bent or tight and just be with it, and the energy will open up and the river will flow. It's so important. We all have the energy body. Our energy body is including aura, yeah, which is the energy field around the body, including the chakras, including meridians. And when we don't feel comfortable with ourselves and we are not in harmony within or without, those systems start to be deviated and broken or blocked, and we don't feel good. The river is not flowing. Yeah. So when I work with people, when I teach ways how to harmonize the chakras, how to harmonize the energy field, so the energy will flow and the river will go back into a beautiful flow. Because we have to understand that who we are and the flow that is within us is the quality that we radiate around us. And if we're talking corporate business, of course, you know, if you don't feel comfortable with yourself, that's what we're radiating outside. And that's the environment you're going to attract to yourself. When you shine light, you know, through the fingers on a wall, the image, the shadow will be of the hand. Yeah. There will not be almond tree on the wall. There'll be a hand on the wall. Yeah. If you move your hand, the shadow will move, of course. That's how I see life. You know, the hand is us and the shadow is our experience. The way you keep your hand or the way you keep yourself is the experience that you are experiencing in your life. Of course, to a certain extent, because we are not alone in our life. There's more of us and we're affecting each other. But we have to understand that who we are inside is the major force that creates our experience in our life. Okay? So the minute I'm balanced, the environment around me will be more or less the same. That's why when I talk about all this nature disaster that's happening, I believe if we are balancing, if humanity will be balanced with itself, what we experience will be much more harmonious on planet Earth, no doubt about it. And it's each one of us job to do that. Okay, so health, well-being, higher performance, all relates to harmony. Yeah, when we are in harmony, that's what we project, that's what we're going to radiate outside. Okay, let's continue. As I mentioned, you know, the common reason for energy blockages is more than anything our psychology. And again, we bring our psychology to the working place, of course, because that's who we are. That's why it's important to do psychological work and to understand what kind of thoughts, what kind of behaviors that are rooted in me are affecting me, hence blocking. When we're bringing psychology and energy work together, we can be very, very effective because I know how my mind works and I know how it's affecting my energy. So I know how can I make sure that my mind will not block the river of life that has to flow through me all the time. So psychology and energy works completely together. And it's very important that we own our psychology. You know, that if I have a tendency for low self-esteem, I'll own it and I will not project it into others, because I know it's my stuff. And it doesn't matter if I'm owning it in the relationship, in the family, or in my workplace. I need to own my stuff and to bring it out. This is me. And if I get angry, it's not because of you, it's because of me. So what alters energy flow is psychological tendencies, of course. Recent event that also relate to psychology, but it can be more like, you know, something that normal. We're afraid when there's a fire, we're afraid when there's calamities, we're afraid when things happen. That's normal, so we're reacting to that, and obviously it blocks our energy. And lifestyle, of course, you know, so if we are a lot of sedentary type of lifestyle, we don't move our body, the energy get blocked. If we don't eat good food, the energy get blocked. So all this we have to take into account. Yeah, so I'm bringing it in here because that's has a lot to do with what we're bringing into a workplace environment, our psychology, and how we're managing our tendencies as we go along in our life. Okay. When we're working with energy, we must break very, very important boundaries. This is the essence of transformation. Why? Because as I mentioned earlier, if we're coming into life, in this case, into the working place, in a linear attitude, yeah, in a dual attitude, so our ability to transform is very limited, because we are not linear and we are not dual, we are one. Yeah. In order to realize unity, we must break boundaries that are very different than the way humanity function, business function, and society function, and medicine function. Everything function in two, and the reality is one, or actually is zero, is not even one. For example, we need to break a boundary that where do we end and where do we start? And do we have an end? So, of course, you know, by default, when we connect to life, when we wake up, immediately we, by default, acknowledging this is me, this is my body, and I am this person. Yeah. And the boundary we must break is that actually I'm infinite being. You know, that's why this meditation is very powerful, what we did just before, because the minute you connect to infinity and you connect to you, you realize the truth, and the transformation is very, very, very fast. Okay, so this is a boundary that we need to break in order to connect to the truth. Number two is the nature of reality, you know. So what is real, you know, and how reality manifests. So this considers something very, very big and out there. But if you break it to small details, you'll see that actually everything you do, it doesn't matter what you're doing, making a cup of tea, going to the toilet, or putting a shirt on, you're creating it before you're doing it. If you just think about it for a minute, you'll see that there's nothing you can do, even you cannot speak without creating the word before you speak. You cannot do it. People that are speaking very fluent, the words just come to them, but there is a very split, a connection with the image before the word comes. Everything we do, always there's image before. And everything we going through, we first see it and then we do it. So we have to start to connect to it and to realize it, to take more grip on the reality that we are living. Because if I feel stupid, I don't love myself, I hate my job, you know, and that's the reality I'm projecting the minute I wake up, how can I expect my life to improve or things to change? Yeah. If we connect to all these nature disasters happening and we say, oh, there's no chance for the planet, what we're doing here, and you know, that's not the right attitude. Of course, we need to bring love, we need to bring a future, we need to bring power for transformation. Then it's a good attitude. Okay, so the projection of who we think we are and who we think our reality is going to manifest as, it's crucial. It's the basis of any transformation. And this, of course, a boundary we need to make and to break in order to create transformation. And this is relevant, of course, for any organization and any business arrangement. It doesn't matter where we are. Another major one is time and space. Of course, all of this actually is one thing, but I broke it to different ideas. Some time and space is when we deal with energy, yeah, we can deal in a linear way. So this is me and this is my aura. Yeah, like in the previous slide. Sorry, this one. Yeah, this is me and this is my aura. Yeah. Okay, so also still I deal with energy. It's my energy. Okay. But the truth is that my energy is part of the energy of the whole creation, of course. Okay. So, and then as we go deeper into working with energy, we see that actually I can see energy of people that are only in images. You know, I open a magazine and see the energy of that person that was taking, you know, doesn't matter how long. Yeah. Or if you go even deeper, you can realize that you can see the energy of people who are even died already, you know. So time and space changes completely. Even now, as we are now conversing and communicating here, yeah, we connect to each other energy. Yeah? And we are alive with each other energy. So we say we are in real time because this is a live, let's say, broadcast. But this could be also, you know, happen before or happen in the future. You know, we're assuming that we are now together and we're interacting now. And every image we see here is real and I'm real and we are conversing. But we have to accept this as a reality. Okay, all these ideas, when I teach, sorry, I need to. When I teach, I make sure that we breaking those boundaries because it doesn't allow us to connect to the truth and the nature, the true nature of reality, which is one, yeah, and no time and no space. Again, it doesn't matter in which environment, but if we're talking business environment, if we're talking corporate environment, of course, when you bring this attitude, it will change everything. It will change the way you're interacting with your team, with the whole direction of the organization you're working with. Okay. Energy in the workplace. So, of course, one of the important things is Feng Shui, you know? Okay, because everything is energy. The space I'm living in is energy. So when I enter to an office, how do I feel there? You know, do I feel it's blocking me? Do I feel it's enhancing me? So the most powerful thing that affect space, yeah, is the personality of the people who work in the space. Sorry. Yeah, so the place can be the most horrible in terms of the way it's looking, it's Feng Shui, but because the people that are there are animated, are energized, are feeling comfortable with themselves and with each other, the energy of the place will transform immediately. Yeah. So the personality is number one in a workplace. Yeah. And how the people that are being there feeling, it's number one. Yeah. So being able to revert to balance by will. So if you teach the people that you're working with, and you're teaching yourself, of course, that hang on, we don't feel good with each other at this moment, they just align. Boom, the energy change, productivity goes immediately much higher. Okay. Knowing and own your stuff. Again, this is something I talked before, but it's the important of the energy in the workplace. Yeah. So when I'm aware of what's going on within me, I'm not projecting. And it's normal that when we work in a team, we're all thinking a bit different. We're not always in harmony. We're bringing stuff from home, from our personal life. And it's normal that the energy is not equilibrated and we're not working as a team very powerfully all the time. So a team leader, for example, must make sure that the energies in the team are in harmony. So it means that I need to be able to recognize when somebody is not in harmony. Yeah. And not because they're snapping at me, but because I can connect to their energy. I can really see them way, way deeper than even they can see themselves. And that's what I teach, actually, to be able to connect, to really see beyond what we see. Physical harmony in the workplace, of course. So all this stuff of furniture, plants, feng shui. Yeah. When you start to become aware of energy, it's become part of your life in anything you do. And when you enter to a place and you feel it's not right, you know it's not right, and you don't even need to learn feng shui, yeah, or the art of placement. You know exactly, if I change this, I change that, the place will feel better. Okay, so that's energy in the workplace. We continue. And then the energy flow in a team. So what we did to begin with is a classic, you can say, activity that a team leader should be able to do, or at least to be aware of. Is my team in harmony? So when we sit together, how do I feel? How the other person feel? And how can I bring them together? And bringing together, there's many ways, of course, but the energy is very powerful. And the heart is the center of the whole thing. Okay? Because when the heart is not relaxed, is not open, is not soft, so people feel not well. Yeah. When the mind is very busy and very agitated and anxious, people feel unwell. So when I teach people to connect to themselves and to connect to others, they get tools how to harmonize themselves and how to recognize the subliminal happening in the team and how to harmonize that. So that's super important for a team to be harmonized. I'm aware that what I'm talking is not common language in corporate world. I'm aware of that. But I think love is the most common thing for humanity. And everybody knows love. And everybody needs love. Everybody crave love. So, yeah. So I think if we're coming from love and we're talking the feeling of love, even if we're not say the word love, something will go through that people resonate with. So of course, if we bring a light and friendly environment, yeah, everything that has to do with light heart will contribute. Okay. I feel that now I'm getting a bit distance from you guys, so I want to connect again. Let's connect. Okay, let's just connect again. Now, there are more people that didn't open the video, which is okay, but connect with us as well. And if you can open your video, that'll be also beautiful. If not, that's okay, but connect with us as well. Okay, so again, like we did before, connect for a minute to your heart. Yeah? What does it mean to connect to the heart? It means that you're bringing your mind into your heart. Yeah? I'm here. I'm present. Again, connect to the people. Recognize the presence of each other. Recognize the presence of each other. recognize the sacredness of each other, the sacredness of each other. You know, there are 8 billion people, or maybe more, on this planet. And we take it obvious, you know, so many people around us, going, coming. We see so many people. But each one of us is such a magic, such a uniqueness, cannot be expressed in word. So just acknowledge that you are sacred, that you are unique. And like this, everybody else. So we take a minute of gratitude, uniting our mind and our heart. Okay, and immediately the energy comes together, immediately, because it's so simple. When the mind connects with the heart and connects with infinity, where the source, aligning, immediately we are in the center, immediately we're connected, and no matter what we're going to do now, we're going to be more powerful and productive. Of course, if our mind is not doing what I led you through, then you will not experience it. So it's up to us to make sure that our mind is aligned. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so we talked about ourselves, we talked about the team, we talked about the working environment, and let's talk about the organization. So obviously, organization is a living being, and everything has relationship. Yeah, everything has relationship. The minute I acknowledge, for example, welcome, Patricia. So the minute I acknowledge each one of you, yeah, for example, I acknowledge Laura, for example, okay, and immediately I have relationship with Laura, yeah, because I acknowledge you, you know. So we start to exchange energies between us, okay, and whatever we feel in ourselves and with each other is starting to move between us, for good or for bad, but we are now in the energy field of each other. And this very, very powerful understanding, because you understand that the way you are affecting the way the other person, and vice versa. Same with the organization. Okay, so if this is me and I'm working, you know, for Coca-Cola, for example, so of course I have my work, I do this or that, but I have a relationship with the organization. Okay, and I'm exchanging energies with that entity called Coca-Cola, which is an organization. Okay, so not only with my peers or the people I'm working with or with my team, yeah, with the organization itself, I'm exchanging energies. And if it's a loving energy, because I feel good, because I feel I'm receiving, I feel I'm giving, you know, so there is harmony and we're all thriving. But if it's not like this, then everything goes less and not as good. So again, organization to thrive, you know, must have a good relationship with the people who work for it, and vice versa. Okay. Now, if I am a CEO or like holding a very high position in the organization, again, I have a very different relationship with the organization than somebody who does a lower function in the organization. Okay, so the power that I'm putting into affecting that entity called the organization is different and more intense compared to somebody else, because psychologically I'm more identifying as my identity, and the organization is one. Okay, so when I work with senior members of organization, that's what I'm emphasizing. You know, what is your, where do you considering yourself in relationship to yourself and then to the organization? You know, do you feel in harmony? Do you feel that you're receiving from the organization, or only being pulled and being, drained by the organization? Okay, so this is very interesting work, because it's you're looking at the organization and you as relationship, and not as I'm going to work. And of course, if I'm happy, I feel love, safe, healthy, and good communication, I feel good, and all the organization, there's a lot of prosperity in the organization. So there could be an argument, of course, yeah, but look at all very big and quite destructive organizations on this planet. So we can say they are successful, but there's no good, management or relationship with the people who work, or people are not happy in the organization. There's a lot of views. So I think they are not successful, you know, because if we only measure success as money, that's so, I must say, stupid, you know. I cannot say anything else. You know, it's not human. It's not related to life. It's related to the ego only. The only success we can measure is when we see that everybody is thriving, not only my organization. You know, how can we think like this? Yeah. Only when the whole, I say the whole world, but even the whole creation, but we're talking world, so okay, the whole world, the whole earth is thriving, then my organization is successful. Not only if I make a lot of money and I don't care about everything else. Of course, it doesn't make any sense. Okay? And that's our job, you know, to bring this consciousness into life, into wherever we are, into the workspace. So yeah, that's the last slide. And of course, you know, your business, the planet, creation, all one, breathing together, one being. We are one being, you know, not separate being. We are all one. And if we don't acknowledge it, then, you know, I don't see that life can continue here. Yeah, we must acknowledge that, and that must be the main focus. Okay, and if we feel it and we bring it into where we are, then things will change. It's very simple. And we're thinking about our children, grandchildren, and the American Indian. Everything they did was in perspective of 7 generations. Okay, not in 10 years, 7 generations. Okay, so this must be the attitude for everything we do. Let's open for question or comments, not necessarily question. If anybody wants to share anything you want.
Maybe I will just say that, Yair, thank you for this webinar. It's so powerful and making me more even connected and calm that I was in the morning. And I can only say that it's really my dream that the people that we all as a human will understand this and we will go in this direction. So I only can say that really thank you for this. Thank you for what you are doing, and I really pray that your knowledge, your actions will just have many followers, that we can all be really better human being and connected as one. So thank you. This is just my gratitude to you for today's meeting.
Hannah, thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you so much.
I just, sorry.
Yeah, please, Laura.
I just wanted to mention, like Hannah did, that I feel very calm now. So the exercise worked and it's easy, quite easy actually, if you give it a thought, that just try to connect with people around you. Try to connect rather than separate from each other. And why I'm saying this, because we have some issues here in my town with the school, and all parents are going nuts about some situation we have here. And I felt very, agitated while reading some comments from everybody. And then I realized that it's hard to go into the same direction with all these people when everybody is feeling disconnected and not working through unity or one, like you mentioned, we just separate. Everybody wants to share his opinion, his ego, but rather than, work together or be together, like you mentioned in the beginning, instead of disagreeing, or even if we disagree, let's stay together. So for me, thank you. I'm feeling right now very balanced. And also the movie that I've seen with the river, yeah. So I just felt it like now my river is flowing. Although this morning was like a bit, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura. And I want to say that disagreement and love is not contradicting each other.
Yeah.
If you have children, you love them, but they don't always do what you want. You still love them, and the love gives security and feel and unity. And in love, we can have separate opinion and even be angry at each other. That's okay. But we know we are together, and this is good. So hope you can arrange it with the group.
I now have some ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Anyone else would like to share?
I wanted to mention, sorry for being so late, but I want to mention that there is so much work to be done. So many people don't get it, and I was one of them. I thought it was, what is this entity? What are you referring when you talk about the company? It's me and you, or that's what I can see. But now I can breathe and I understand we are all connected, and it makes a lot of difference. It's a shift of mindset that I couldn't even perceive existed, this whole, we are whole. So great work and a lot of work to be done around to spread this way of seeing, feeling, and connecting. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Patricia. And I think it's growing. It can go very fast if each one of us doing our own personal work, because there's so much I can talk about in this subject. But if you think about Jesus, and Jesus was here, quite a few years ago, but still his vibration is very powerful on this planet. And the reason is because he completely connected to the essence of existence. And that's his vibration. What people did with it is different story, but the essence of Jesus is pure vibration. I'm not talking Christianity. I'm not religious or nothing of that, but I'm very religious, because my religion is unity. And Jesus is unity. That's why he's so powerful, vibrating on this planet. Yeah. So each one of us who does our own connection and inner work with unity, the effect will be I say this word, I don't know, exponential. Yeah, that's how you say it. Yeah. We're gonna, and be, instead of coronavirus infected, will be, spirituality and enlightenment infection. That's what we know, to infect humanity with enlightenment. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Last?
Is there something we can do, Yair, to maybe change the energy of others at the workplace? Of course,
Yeah.
our work with our own is, but I feel that part of this unity that we felt and probably balance that everyone here is feeling
That's true.
is also part of your work in the back holding our space. And I was wondering if we are able to reach that.
Of course. You are that already, you know. You are unity yourself, of course. And that's why I say, I make sure I keep my system as center as possible. So if I'm not, I'm coming back. And every morning, meditation, whatever, doing things that I know that are good for my system to stay balanced. So then I can affect positively others. Now, the minute you are focused on yourself, the minute you are in the highest vibration possible, immediately affecting others. But let's say you don't feel great, let's say you don't feel amazing. Let's say you're a team leader, you don't feel amazing, and you have a meeting, and you can even see that the way you are affecting others. Okay, so then maybe you can do something together. And doesn't have to be spiritual. You just take a piece of paper and say, let's just play, and throw it to each other. People start to smile, to be childish, and they're very happy, and then the energy immediately rises. And then say, okay, so now let's sit and breathe a little bit. Yeah. But I think the most important is our personal work. Most important. And from there, everything changes. So, yeah. Okay. So I want to say that on the 6th of October, I'm starting a course of energy coaching for corporate leaders, in which I'm going to teach all the bases of how to connect to energy, how to read energy, how to balance yourself, and how to read energy in others. Yes, so you can look at other people and see their energy and help them from that place. And of course, this is a process that the minute you start to connect to energy, you realize unity immediately. It's not something that you have to work hard for that. So what I'm teaching is actually for you to connect to yourself and to connect to life. It's a natural process. Yeah. So it's not a technique. I'm not teaching really a technique, as well a technique, but actually I'm teaching you to connect to life, to connect to you. Yeah. And as a result, when you walk by a tree, you feel the tree is talking to you. When you look at the mountain, you can feel the mountain. And when you look at the nature disaster, at the plant, you want to cry because you're connected to everything. It's not because you feel everything. So I want to invite you. I mean, some of you already, of course, did the training or in the training. And those that are not, I want to invite you to come and join us for that beautiful course. And we offer this 15% discount until the 17th, for the next few days. So I hope you join us and take advantage of this discount. But it's a bit strange for me to talk about discount when we're talking about this stuff. But we are planet Earth, we have to be also practical. So if you need anything, you can always get in touch with me through WhatsApp or through the website, or actually now we have a WhatsApp button on the website, so it's very easy. Just get in touch. So I thank you everybody for joining. It was, sorry. Thank you everybody for joining, and I hope to see you in the course, and I hope you have the most beautiful day and most beautiful life. And each one of you who joined, is a contribution for this transformation on planet Earth. So thank you so much. So much love and gratitude. Adios. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Thank you for joining. You're
Same
welcome.
to you. Thanks,
Welcome.
Yair.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, lovely people.
Bye.
Bye, bye.